Hey everybody, it's great to see you again virtually. I'm glad that you were able to join here for a flow. We have a nice 60 minutes together. Let's get started today in our child's pose. So we're going to come down to our mats. You can take your knees as wide as feels comfortable for you. And then your big toes to touch behind you. Just starting nice and comfortable. Your head down to your mat, maybe roll it side to side, connecting to the earth. Wiggling out your hips a little bit, kind of getting those warmed up too. Maybe close your eyes. We're going to start just with our breath. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, allowing it to kind of come in, warm the back of your throat. A nice open mouth exhale. Take a few more breaths just like that one. Using your inhales to fill up, filling up through your spine, through your back, through your shoulders. And on your exhale, sinking a little bit closer to the earth, down to the mat. Begin to just become present here, you and your mat, with your breath. Allow the thoughts or things that might pop up just to kind of float away, float aside. A few more rounds just like that. Maybe now taking that breath internally for your ujjayi breath. So breathing in through your nose, allowing that breath to hit the back of your throat, that audible kind of vibration there. And then coming out your nose as well. A few more breaths just like that. And maybe now rock your head a little side to side. Taking a few moments into your back, and we're going to meet in our tabletop. So just coming up nice and slow. Still starting to warm up our back here, so our hands are coming nice and underneath our shoulders, nice wide fingers, knees underneath your hips. Tops of your feet down onto the mat, or you can curl your toes, whichever are more comfortable. I like to put my feet down. And we'll move through our cows and our cats. Their cow lifting up, taking gaze up, kind of dropping your belly, lifting your tailbone. And on your cat, sending that back, that spine up high, chin down to your chest, rolling through. Taking that belly button in and up. And then move with your breath. So add that breath with your movement. So you can come to the peak of your breath. Maybe hold here and then transition in the other direction with your other movement with your breath. A few more just like that. And again, I invite you to close your eyes here so you're really becoming just one with that movement, one with that breath. And then taking some other movements here, some C curves, side to side, some side body stretches. Or maybe just bending to your elbows, shoulders, hips, whatever feels nice. Eventually we're going to come back into that neutral tabletop here. Nice big breath in, and a nice long breath out. We're going to engage our core, start with some heat early on here. So we're going to take our right leg back. You can just kind of be now pushing onto the tops of your feet here. And just you can be rocked a little bit here, warming up that calf. And then eventually taking that foot up, just hips tight here. Just stamping that foot back up against the wall. Again, feeling that length and kind of pulling out of your hip. So here, take the opposite arm out in front. And then just feel nice and long here. Fingertips, thumbs up to the ceiling. Big breath in. And hold for the exhale. Engaging our core nice and early, big inhale. Now this time we're going to bend our elbow and bend our knee, just kind of crunch down. Exhale. Inhale and expand. And exhale and contract. Just 2 more rounds of that big inhale. And exhale. Move with my cues or move when your breath tells you to. 1, relax. Exhale. Inhale nice and long. So with that little hand down, and then foot, we're going to just cross it over here. So from the back, you're just going to kind of crossing it over to the opposite side here, and then take your gaze over your shoulder with it, and then you can feel that nice side body stretch here. Stay here for a few moments. Then come in, and we'll be back in that tabletop. Maybe a cat and cow to reset in between. Respond to your body, listen to what it's telling you. And then let's take that on the other side. So opposite leg comes out, coming to the tops of those toes, rolling into the hip, top of your foot. And eventually raising that opposite leg, hip side flexing the toes to start. When you find your center, again, engaging that core here for balance. And then opposite arm comes out just long. Feel that length. Big breath in. And contract on the exhale. A few more rounds in. And exhale. Expand long. And contract. One more time. Then final nice long length here again. Feel that length. Place that hand down. And then taking that foot over to the other side. Getting a nice little side body stretch. Back through center. Into that tabletop. Again, maybe a cat and cow to reset. Warming up our back and our sides a little bit here. Now we're going to engage our toes both here at the same time and just hover our knees right off our mat here. Just an inch or two again, just pushing through those arms here. And then send those hips up high for our first down dog. Let's pedal it out. Take a little walk. Sway your hips or sink into your hips. Hips up nice and high. Sending your gaze back. Not too much. You don't want to be looking all the way up, but just nice and long. Big breath in. And out. Your next big inhale, let's come up high up on our tippy toes. Sending those hips up nice and high. And then we're going to roll forward to a nice early plank here. So just coming up nice and high. Engaging your belly here. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. Big breath in. And out. Again, filling that strength into your belly, all the way down along your spine. Belly button up, breathing in, just a few more breaths, just holding here. Just babbling on here, keep you a little bit distracted. Get a nice plank. Big breath in. And then push back, down dog. Inhale, rise up high up onto those tippy toes. And then get another roll forward into that high plank. Again, just holding here for a few deep breaths in and out. Just inhale and exhale. One more big breath in. And exhale to that down dog again. Nice. Let's pedal out those knees. Hips up high. This time we're going to bend our knees and just tiptoe all the way up to the front of the mat. Coming into a nice forward fold. You can take your feet a little bit wider here. Just going to toe heel them out a little bit. And then take your arms up off the roof into a ragdoll. So we're just kind of hanging out here, Just rolling all the energy we just created in our core off our shoulders, off our head. Maybe sway side to side. You can bend your knees here. Now take that bind and release it. Toe your feet back together. And slowly come up to rise. Roll your hips back, your shoulders back, arms up to the ceiling. Big breath in. And hands into heart center. Holding here, taking a nice big breath in. And out. Inhale, rise all the way up. And I'm coming all the way down to the center, down to that forward fold. Exhale. Nice. And heavy with your head. Now on your inhale, we're going to come up to a nice flat back, so placing your hands onto your shins, or you can even keep them kind of tented onto the floor if that feels good. Nice flat back, inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Bending those knees, taking it all the way back up, root, rise up, upward salute. Hands into heart center. And then coming down to our Tadasana, to our mountain pose here, feeling nice and long, grounding to our feet, maybe closing our eyes for a breath or two. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, let's blink your eyes open, taking your arms up to the ceiling. And then moving with your breath, forward fold, let it go down to the earth. Coming into that flat back on your inhale. And then forward fold on your exhale. This time in our forward fold, we're going to plant our hands down. And then slowly step back to that plank. We've been here before, so we know exactly where our body needs to go. Big breath in. And hold. Another big inhale. And on your exhale, now we're going to bend our shoulders, kind of chatter under your elbows back. And slowly come down to the earth. Your belly can come down. Untuck those toes. Crown down to the earth. And release. Big inhale. We're going to keep our hands here kind of close to your shoulders or underneath here a little bit more. Big breath in. And out. Your next inhale, we're going to come up to just kind of a baby cobra here, coming up nice and long. Just engaging that lower back, looking up over the edge of our mat. Big breath in. And exhale down. Inhale, rising up to baby cobra. Maybe this time, if you like, take your hands just up off your mat a little bit. Big inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale. This time we're going to come up a little bit higher, so really kind of engaging your hands here. So big breath in, pushing a little bit higher up into your arms. A little bit back bend. And exhale back down to the earth. Now we're going to tuck our toes, pushing up through tabletop into our down dog. Pedal out, find your down dog stance. Big breath in. Hips up nice and high. Let's put that all together with bending our knees on our next exhale. Look to the front of the mat. We'll tiptoe up there, meeting right in that flat back. Forward fold, release down. Root your rise, coming down all the way up. Arms up, big breath in. And hands into heart center. Inhale to rise. Exhale, either swan dive down or forward fold of your choice. Flat back, inhale. Nice long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Planting those hands down to the earth. You can step back to plank again. Big inhale. Hold for the exhale. Big breath in. Now this time we're just going to come down halfway down, so kind of moving through our chaturanga, so coming just forward just a little bit, bending into those elbows. If you want, you can come all the way down to the ground through your cobra or come up through up dog. Take it nice and slow for this first round. When you're ready, just roll over those toes and push back down dog. Big breath in and out. One more round of breath to reset. And then we'll move through our flow, through our sun A, 2 rounds. Big breath in. Exhale, bending your knees, look to the front of the mat, tiptoe, hop, step, float, wherever you want to do, get up there, do that flat back, big breath in. Forward fold, release. Rising up, in with your breath in, inhale. And then forward fold back down to the earth through your center, swan dive, whichever way you like. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, release. Plant your hands down, step back through your plank, and then move through your vinyasa. So you're here in your plank, hold for a breath. Then begin to look slowly halfway down or all the way, whichever you prefer. On your in breath, come up through your cobra, through your up dog, big inhale, expand that heart open. And on your exhale, push back down dog. You're up to the back of your mat, your hips up nice and high. 2 breaths to reset. We're going to flow through one more time. Big breath in. And nice long breath out. Start moving on your next breath. Inhale, hips up high. Exhale, bend those knees, walk super hop, front of the mat, halfway lift in the breath. Forward fold, release. Rooting up nice and tall. Coming up to the top of your breath. And then coming back down, forward fold, release. Flat back, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your hands on your forward fold, step back to plank, and then move to your vinyasa, your flow. We'll meet in our down dog. Big inhale. And nice long exhale. Big breath in. And big breath out. This time we're going to bend those knees. We'll walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. We're going to come up to a nice halfway lift. And then forward fold. Another halfway lift here, that flat back. And forward fold. Now we're going to move on. We're coming up to our chair pose, so bending your knees, coming up nice and high. So you want to bend your knees here, sending your hips and your bum back a little bit, keeping an eye on those toes, making sure we see all 10. Arms up higher, or you can pick them out in front of you, whichever you prefer. If they're up high, you want to just make sure you're able to release those shoulders back. Big breath in and out. Actually, let's release them all the way back. So big inhale. And on your exhale, just transition to an airplane arm. So just taking that head and just letting it go. Then inhale back, rising up, but staying nice and low, so you're really engaging your thighs here. Big breath in. And let's go back through those airplane arms, let go. One more big breath in. Coming up high, sitting low, and then exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. And forward fold. You can step back to that plank and move through a vinyasa here. Big inhale. Exhale, coming halfway down or all the way. Inhale through your up dog. And exhale through down dog. Nice breath to reset in and out. Continuing on, we'll start with the right hand side through taking that right leg up nice and high for the 3-legged dog. And then stepping all the way through to your warrior one on the right. So your right leg is going to come forward, left leg coming down, pinky edge toe of the mat. Inhale to rise. Hips facing forward, relaxing down, pushing through that front foot. Taking your stance nice and wide, whatever feels good. Arms up, relaxing those shoulders. Big breath in, settle down. Take the time to find that warrior pose. In breath. Feel long. Exhale, sinking lower. Big breath in. And let's open up right to warrior two. Nice and early on. Taking that nice wide stance. Maybe even kind of shimmying that toe back a little bit. Coming out to your side. So your arms are coming out fine. You find that just you over the center. Finger bending into that front foot. Big breath in. And out. Flip that palm, staying nice and low. Reverse warrior. Taking it up higher, up overhead. Big breath in. And then cartwheeling down to the earth. Planting your hands, pivoting your feet. We're back in that plank and then move through your flow. You always have the option to skip any of your vinyasas in between. We're going to be doing quite a bit today. So take them or leave them, whichever you'd like. You can always go from that plank straight to down dog. Let's take that over on the other side. Opposite leg comes up, bending in, warrior one. Inhale to rise. And setting up a nice stance here, hips facing forward. Pinky toe edge of your foot. Bending in, getting a 90-degree angle here. In breath. And expand. Exhale to settle. Taking your time to just find that space. And then just becoming present in it and owning it. Big breath in. And then exhale, warrior two on this side. Again, deliberately placing those arms out, twisting those hips, maybe even widening your stance out like a nice wide warrior two stance. Arms out to the sides, sinking down a little bit lower. Flip that palm, staying low, reverse your warrior. And then cartwheeling down to the earth. Again, pivoting back, staying that plank and moving through that flow, or just push back to down dog. Big breath in and out. Let's go through that all together one more time. Big breath in. Bend those knees. Let's hop, step, walk to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, release. Halfway lift, breathing in. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, bend those knees, coming up nice and strong like a lightning bolt, filled up with energy. Hands here, settling in, exhale. Big breath in. And then coming through that center, bending forward, airplane your arms, let it go. Inhale back through chair. Exhale, airplane. Really work those thighs, creating that heat in your core. Inhale. Then taking it all the way down to the ground. Halfway lift. Plant your hands and then move through your flow. We'll meet in our down dog in the back of your mat. Hips up nice and high. Use that breath. Beautiful. Let's start on the right hand side. Right leg comes up. Warrior one. Settle in. Move with your breath. Exhale, settle down. Inhale to stay. Exhale, open, warrior two. Big breath in. And out. No rush through here. Take your time. When you're ready, flip that palm, reverse. And then begin your vinyasa with your breath, taking as much time as you need in each position, pausing where your body is asking for, moving through, sending your breath wherever it needs to be. Going slowly or more quickly. 2 breaths to resetting your down dog. And then transition over to the other side. Starting with that three-legged dog, and then bending, really stepping through warrior one. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle. No rush. Big inhale. Open warrior two. Flowing. Stay nice and low. Reverse warrior. And then Vinyasa Chaturanga Tadasana. Down dog. Coming back down to our rest into that child's pose, just like where we began our practice. So your knees can come down nice and wide, big toes to touch. Taking a few breaths to breathe in. And breathe out. Feeling how this down dog is going to feel a little bit different than the one we started with our practice in. Just letting your body release down. A few more breaths here. Get a nice stretch on your side body here. While you're in your child's pose, just by gently walking your fingers over to the side. It's just kind of coming in over to the side. You get a nice opposite side body stretch, making sure that you don't pull that opposite hip off the ground here. So making sure you're staying nice and grounded in the opposite hip, and then that arm's coming up over. You'll feel that stretch down your side here into even your shoulder. Staying on one side for as long as it feels good. And then whenever you're ready, just start walking your hands over to the other side for a nice side body stretch on that side. Again, staying in that direction for as long as feels good. And coming back into your child's pose. And stay here in your child's pose for as long as you like. It's always here for you throughout your practice, throughout your day even. Sometimes you just kind of want to get grounded down. If you're ready for some more movement, we're going to push back up to our down dog. Again, settling into your down dog here. Finding that space. We're going to move on to nice crescent sequence. So let's take it over on the right hand side for a three-legged dog. Big breath in. Then taking that knee in through to your nose, coming all the way through. This time we're going to come up to a crescent lunge. So take your time to get here today. So you're going to keep that come back on the ball of your foot here and taking your feet a little bit wider. So you're kind of coming up railroad tracks. Big breath in, rise up. Your crescent lunge. Again, bending into that right foot. Ooh. As I say that, your wider stance will help your balance as I teeter over. Inhale to that crescent. Big breath in. We're going to take our twist here, so taking your hands into your heart center, pivoting down towards our knee, and now taking our opposite thing. So this is going to be my left shoulder, elbow outside of my right knee. Let me turn this way so you can see a little bit better. So we're coming into that crescent, so taking that low twist here. Taking your hands into your heart center, using the strength of your hands to kind of open up here. Big breath in. And out. You can also use your blocks here if you have those handy to open up that twist. Placing your hand down, then opening up that side. Big breath in. And your next exhale, we're going to use that strength coming all the way open and coming all the way around to our warrior two. Flip that palm, reverse warrior, just like we did before. And then in this time, we're going to come and bring that elbow down, so we're going to come right into our side angle. So that right elbow is going to come down to your thigh. Left arm up and over for a nice extension in our side ankle here. You can stay here, coming up all the way over. If you'd like to take a bind, going around your back here for a half bind. Taking your gaze up to the ceiling or down to the earth. Again, you can also use those blocks, so taking that hand inside, just extending up and over or over here. Holding here for 2 breaths, no rush. Now you use that power of the thing coming back up through your warrior 2. Now we're going to straighten out our front leg, and then this way we're going to actually come into a wide leg here. So we're going to pivot our feet forward. I haven't put this in my practice in class. So we're just going to come in here to our legs nice and wide, and our feet coming out, and our hands just coming up into our hips here. Just kind of holding here. Big breath in, feeling nice and strong again through our core. Big inhale. And then just slowly hinging forward, keeping your legs exactly where they are, just kind of letting your head coming down. Little micro bend in your legs so you're not hyperextending. Coming down to your head coming down to the earth. If you want to drop your hands, that's great. Whatever you want. We're going to spend some time here. It's going to be a little bit of yogi's choice. So you can just drop your head and just let everything hang, planting your hands down. If you wanted to try some headstands or here, this is a great opportunity to go for that too. Or you can just stay nice and long. Just let it relax. Go back into any of those blocks or pillows that you may have handy. And if staying nice and long in your legs isn't feeling really comfortable for you, then don't. Then again, it's bending into those knees. You can come side to side, even taking your hands into your heart center. We're going to stand here for 3 more rounds of breath. Big breath in and out. Coming back into your center, coming back into that kind of flat back here, placing your hands down. Actually, placing your hands back up to your hips, creases here, and then we're going to slowly rise up just like we came down. The nice flat back, engaging into our legs, big breath in, and out. Come up to a nice 5-pointed star, inhale. And then exhale, move into our warrior 2. And then we'll move through our vinyasa. So flip that palm, reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel your hands down to the earth. Planting that, move fast through your vinyasa, through your flow. I don't think I've ever gone through a recording or practice where I haven't lost one of my AirPods. And back in our down dog. Pedaling out or whatever feels good. We'll take that sequence on the other side. So now taking that opposite leg coming up for that 3-legged dog and coming through to crescent on the other side. So I'll stay here. So taking that wider stance again, engaging into that foot coming back. Maybe starting here and then adding your arms, whatever feels good. Another thing I like to do to really kind of give myself some stability in my legs is bending into this back knee. I know it's hard to kind of see in the video here. Bending into that knee and then straightening it out. Just gives me a little bit more strength in that thing. And then you push it in, you're really pushing through that back heel. Arms up to your eyes, find that space, that feels good. And then we're going to take that twist again. So hands coming into heart center. If it was too much to coming down and twisting open here, you can stay nice and high and just open up your twist this way. So find your modification to your crescent twist, whatever that might look like. Again, blocks. Holding for 2 more rounds. Big breath in. And on your exhale, use the strength of that core, those arms, and coming back up, warrior 2. Nice. Reverse, nice side body stretch. And then coming into side angle on this side. So this time our left arm coming up, and then right arm up and over. Again, those blocks are always around. Big breath in and out. We're going to come back up to that warrior two. Reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to come into warrior two. Let's straighten these legs again. We're not going to reverse here. We're going to come here, and then we're going to take our feet forward here again. But this time, actually, we're going to keep our feet out to the side. Let's bend our knees so we're coming into our goddess pose on this side. So our hands into our heart center here, just coming down a little bit here, maybe just a little wiggle, finding your space, wherever that is. And again, zipping up through your center, so you're just slowly dropping your hips down here. Big breath in. And big breath out. Then we're gonna come down a little bit lower, big breath in. Exhale, come a little bit lower, then we're gonna pulse here for 10. Ready? Let's do this. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's hold here. Inhale. Little bit lower. We're just going to hold here for a few more breaths. Staying focused, coming back to that Ujjayi breath if that feels good. Big breath in. Let's rise up to that 5-pointed star. And exhale. Release some of that heat. Big breath in. And then warrior two. Now we're going to flip that palm, reverse, and then head back down to the mat. Move through your vinyasa, through your flow. We'll meet in our down dog. Again, always an option to skip the chaturanga and just go from plank into down dog. Big breaths in and out. Nice and slow. Staying here in our down dog. Big breath in and out. Hips up high on your in breath. Exhale on your out breath. Yes, that would make sense. And your knees will walk super hot. Meet in the front of our mat and a nice flat back. Forward fold, release. Coming right into our chair pose again for our Utkatasana. We've been here before for our airplane arms. This time we're going to sit down and we're going to combine our chair with that twist. So we're going to take a nice chair twist here. Then you get nice and coming in. Then keeping an eye on those toes so you're setting your seat back and not coming up too far forward here. We don't want to be bending past those toes. Inhale. And then taking your twist either high or low, whichever feels good. Hands into heart center and staying up nice and high. Or hands into heart center, bending down a little bit lower, and then twisting to one side. So you're taking your opposite elbow over those knees. Keep an eye on that right knee. So I'm twisting here to the left, so I'm going to keep that right knee so my right knee is not jutting out in front of me here. Big breath in and out. Sit a little bit lower on your exhales and use your inhales to really twist out and kind of twist out that top part of your body. And exhale a little bit lower. You've got this, just 2 more breaths. You've got it. Big breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Now coming back down to a forward fold. We're going to take this, our feet nice and wide here. You can come back into that ragdoll if it feels good. Or maybe using big toe forward fold. So grabbing your peace fingers around your big toe on either side. Just let your head release where you are. You can bend into the knees, sway side to side. Just like we did in our forward folds before, just kind of hinging and allowing your head to get heavy, your back to release, your thighs to welcome the break. 2 more rounds of breath. One more round. You can release that bind, whatever you took, or your elbows, your toes, whatever that is, and just place your hands back down. So then I'm going to toe, heel, or feet are back together. Flat back, big breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Coming back into our chair, we're going to take our twist onto the other side, but first let's set up a nice strong chair. So bending in, bending into your knees, not coming too far forward, sitting up nice and tall, almost like a lightning bolt here. So you're just coming down, sitting back, knees coming more, hands into heart center, and then deciding on your twist on this side, staying high, or coming down. And then twisting in the opposite direction. So this time I'm going to go over to the right, so my elbows coming outside of my knee. Hands into heart center. You can always take them in between your knees if this is just a little bit too much of a twist. Use your hands into your heart center to kind of twist and pull open and engage that core here, and your knees to settle in. A few more rounds. You've got this. Big inhale. And exhale. 2 more rounds of breath. Staying, doing an inhale, twist. Exhale and settle. Use those hands and pulling into your heart center. Big breath in and out. 1 more big breath. And then forward fold, release, taking those feet out nice and wide. You can go back to that forward fold you just had, or maybe try something else. Go to a gorilla. Releasing your hands underneath your feet. Just letting it go. Two more rounds of breath in this, in whatever forward fold you've chosen. Maybe closing your eyes. Bring back to that breath. Generally releasing any bind that you might have. Taking your feet a little bit wider, we're going to head a little bit further down to our mat, to our Vinyasa squat. Again, yogi's choice here and lots of options. You can be able to hold your block and just have a seat. Or we're going to take maybe 8 rounds of breath here. Just coming back into that focus. Your elbows coming inside of your knees, heart center. Sitting up nice and tall. You don't have to sit on the block. And closing your eyes here. If you wanted to try that headstand again, or a crow here, also some options to do, so any type of inversions here. Or just stay quiet, maybe closing your eyes. Coming back to that Ujjayi breath. Quieting your mind. As thoughts come up, just notice them. And then notice them leave. Like maybe clouds in the sky, they become aware, they become present. And then they just drift off. 3 more rounds of breath here wherever you are. Taking your final round of breath. Inhale and exhale. You can flutter your eyes open. If you close them, I always like to close my eyes. And then we're going to take right hand down to the mat, left hand up and over for another nice little stretch here, our squat. Taking your gaze up to your hands. Again, just kind of opening your shoulders. And then switching that over to the other side. Should feel really good. Just again, coming up, opening those shoulders, opening these side bodies. You probably spend some time if you're working from home, kind of hunched over a computer, or maybe over a stove, or over some homework, or whatever it is. Back to center. Then slowly come up, nice and slow, taking your time. Bending into those knees, rolling up nice and slow, coming into our Tadasana. Just taking a few moments here to find our center, find our balance. We're gonna take our eagle pose today. So we'll start with our right leg crossing over, so rooting down into that left side, so you can shift the weight into your left leg here. And then we're gonna take our right leg up and over. You can take it here, you can just give yourself a little kickstand, whichever feels best for you. And then your arms coming out and right arm underneath for a nice bind here. Want to make sure, try to keep your arms kind of shoulder height here, staying into your eagle. And just beginning to slowly focusing on that drishti, just coming into your center, bending down. You begin to nest your eagle, if that feels good, taking your elbows in towards your knees. Slowly coming out whenever you're ready. Take your time. Beginning to come up and unwind. Opening up your arms. And releasing down to the earth. Maybe a little shake or wiggle. Then we'll take that onto the other side. So just kind of shifting your weight, or maybe just taking that break in between in that Tadasana, just that stand here. Shifting your weight into your right leg here, taking that left leg up and over. Left arm is going to come under, taking that bind, and then beginning to settle. Find that drishti in front of you. Coming into that core breath, big inhale. Beginning to nest, if that feels good. Then unwinding whenever you're ready. Inhale. And exhale out. Give it a little wiggle. Big breath in. And swan dive down. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, release. Bend those knees, coming down to our mats. Be nice and long. We're going to do a few back bends, and then open up our hips a little bit too. So we're going to start with 2 back bends. If you want to take, again, as a supported grip, one of those blocks. I also like to use a block sometimes with my back bends when I put it in between my knees. Then it kind of forces me to make sure that my knees are staying nice and close together and giving me some additional kind of just strength into my thighs here. So we'll set up for 2 back bends. So we're going to do a bound bridge and a wheel, or any two that you like to choose. We'll set up them all the same way. So placing your feet down onto the mat, hips distance, again, not blocking between if you want, or you don't have to. Placing your hands down onto your mat, palms down, almost where your fingers can touch the tips of your knees, or as close as that feels good. Big breath in, and exhale all that air out of your belly, and then slowly rise up on your next breath in, setting your hips up to the sky. Again, engaging into the sides so your inner thighs are engaging, pushing into each other, hips up high. Chin coming down to your chest, and then slowly roll one shoulder and then the other, taking a nice bind here, pushing pinkies down to the earth so you can sit those hips a little bit higher. We're going to hold here for 4 rounds. Big inhale and exhale. We're halfway there, just 2 more breaths. 1 more big inhale, and slowly coming down, undoing that bind of your shoulders, releasing your hips back down to the earth. Then we'll windshield wiper them side to side, release that lower back. And then take a nice pencil stretch in between, so legs nice and long, arms up nice and high, big inhale. And exhale.
We'll set up for one more back bend, so you can again take that bridge, that bound bridge that we just did, or if you'd like to go for your wheel this time, you're just going to place your feet back to where they were in your bridge. And this time for a wheel, we're taking our arms up and over, fingertips are down, just coming back towards your shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale all the air out of your belly. And then your next breath in, you can come up. Sometimes you come up to your head first, then push all the way back up to that wheel. We're going to hold here if you're in your bound bridge. Holding here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. One more big breath in, and then slowly lower down. Taking it nice and slow. Placing your hands back down, windshield work with those knees, side to side. Nice long body stretch, pencil stretch, big breath in. And exhale. Now we'll move into our Supta Baddha Konasana, so big, our feet to touch, knees out nice and wide. Those blocks can come in here and give you some support. We haven't really opened up our hips yet. We will just a few more breaths. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just release into your mat. Let gravity come just opening up your hips here. And then the back of your spine rest onto the earth. Take your last round or two of breath. Remove any blocks that you might have to the side. Closing your knees up nice, gently like a book. Taking those knees into your belly. Then we're going to grab a hold of the back of our thighs here. And we're going to just rock and roll a few times onto our back. Then we're going to meet, whenever you're ready, in your boat pose. So just taking your feet out nice and long, arms can stay here out to the side. We're just going to hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Coming back into that roll. Now let's take that rocket roll all the way up and over. I'm going to run into one of my plants here. And then we're going to meet at our down dog. Now we're going to open up our hips with our pigeon. So coming through our down dog, starting on the right hand side, right leg comes up for that three-legged dog. You can open up those hips here. Stacking them on top of each other first if that feels good. Maybe taking a roll. And when you're ready, you're taking a pigeon on the right. Right knee comes in to that right wrist. Leg comes nice and long behind you. Taking your time, nice and slow, to get down to the earth. And come down all the way to your forearms. Block. Just sink into your hips. Focusing back in that breath. Shows up for us each time, right when we need it. Especially in a pigeon, or if you decide to take your hip opener on your back with your figure 4. Our breath can come and soothe us, especially in these hip openers where we're holding a lot of emotions, just a lot of stress, and we all have a lot of that going on right now, especially. Just release it. Come back to that imagery of those thoughts that might come up, and then they just float on by. Big inhale. And exhale. Motion, the warmth of your breath, your internal heat. This can keep you and soothe you, even in these difficult moments. Just stay with it for a few more rounds.
Then as you're ready, you can slowly walk your hands back up. Take that toe down to the earth. Using that to strengthen. Then come up through the three-legged dog and switch sides. Left leg comes up high. You want to open that up first. And then taking into knee into your left wrist. And slowly again, making sure that other leg comes out nice and long behind you. Taking a moment to set yourself up. And then settle in. Finding that space on this side. And this side might feel a little bit different. My left side is always so much tighter than my right. I think a lot of times too when I'm demoing and things, I do one side more than the other, but it's okay, whatever it is. If you just lean one side more than the other, whatever that might be. Again, allowing this heat and start creating your body. Pushing through it, sending your breath there to cool yourself off. Few more rounds. You've got this. Begin to unwind on this side. Getting back up to that down dog. And then we're going to walk our hands all the way through and then come back down to our mats. Place to go back on to our mats. We're going to come into our inversion here. So you have lots of different choices today. Pick whatever feels good for you. I'm going to do my legs at the wall. You can actually do feet at the wall if you'd like, if you're home. If you have a block or a pillow or something for underneath your lower back to give you some more support, I'm going to try that today. And then just kind of bringing your feet and then sending them up and long. You can also try a shoulder stance if you'd like to try that. You can kind of come in up and over. Actually, I don't want to kick my plants over again, so let's not do that. My mat keeps moving as we go today here. So shoulder stance, just coming up, making sure you're supporting your lower back. Once you have support your lower back, you can begin to straighten out your legs and bring them up high. Staying in your inversion, your shoulder stance for as long as feels good. You can transition into a plow, or if you're in your inversion here, you can have some fun today. Maybe taking your feet out to the sides, or one and the other. Just allowing your body, or just being still, to find a different perspective. Blood flow in a different direction. You're in your shoulder stance. You want to move into your plow. Just in your inversion, maybe into just bending into your knees, lowering your feet down to the earth. Removing any block that you might have, put it off to the side. Then we're going to come into a nice gentle ball. Bring your head into your chest, really nice and tight. And then holding on to one knee and sending it to hold on to the right knee, and the left leg nice and long. Lowering back down to the mat.
And then taking that knee and flopping it over for a nice supine twist here. Keeping both shoulders back down to the mat, opening up your arms like a T, or gently placing your hands on that knee to give it some additional weight. Gaze goes over in the opposite direction, or just maybe close your eyes. Just like with all of our twists earlier, this is just gently releasing, twisting with your breath, bringing out, leaving anything that you don't need on your mat. Whenever you're ready, you can transition over to the other side, taking both knees into your chest, in nice and tight, and then holding on to that left knee, so that right leg long. And then flopping that leg over, keeping the shoulders down to the ground. Coming back through your center whenever you're ready. Then any other final movements that are calling, maybe coming with that ball, maybe it's a happy baby. Wherever your balance, your body needs before we move into that final resting place. When you're ready, just send your legs nice and long. Arms out to your sides, palms up, feet flop open. Big breath in. And exhale out. Shavasana. And stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Or begin to invite some gentle movements back into your body. Just wiggling your fingers, your toes, rolling your head side to side. Release your shoulders. Gently just awakening your body, bringing it back to the present moment here. Whenever you're ready, just gently rolling over to one side or the other. Coming into a nice fetal position, knees into your chest, little pillow with your hands for your head. Keeping your eyes closed if that feels okay. For just a few more rounds of breath here. Being grateful for our practicing, grateful for showing up to your mat. Being grateful for your breath that arrives every time you need it. Keeping all that gratitude close to your heart, we're going to gently keep it, and keeping your eyes closed if that feels okay. We're going to gently come to a nice comfortable seat.
Sitting up nice and tall. Our sit bones. And our hands coming into our heart center. Bowing our head down to our fingertips. Big inhale. And exhale. Taking our hands up to our third eye. Sharing our light and our love for each other is never ever a bad thing to do. Be kind to each other. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our practice, and I hope to see you really soon.